Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Rest and Reason. I'm RP the Red Panda, and today we begin round 1 of our first season of Rest and Reason. On the table today, Smallworld will face Barbarian Kingdoms for a chance to compete in the Regional Shelf Championship. Like all the games in round 1, Smallworld and Barbarian Kingdoms have two main things in common. First, both games have the main area control mechanic of pure regional area control. Basically, players compete with each other to occupy regions where only one player can have units, without using super units, called monsters, or constant negotiation, called diplomacy. Risk stands as probably the most common example of pure regional area control. Second, both games have the main combat mechanic of strength comparison. Fighting in a strength comparison game, players add together the relevant strength factors, then compare the strength totals to determine the winner. Both Smallworld and Barbarian Kingdoms use unit strength, where each unit has a predefined strength value as the primary strength factor. Although many will recognize Smallworld, most will probably not recognize Barbarian Kingdoms. As a brief introduction, Barbarian Kingdoms strives to immerse players in the chaotic world of the early Middle Ages. Consequently, each player chooses a different Barbarian Kingdom with 2 faction powers. These powers help players do one of the 5 actions: recruit, tax, maneuver, assault, and claim. Assaulting or claiming can trigger combat involving 2 players. Sequentially, each player can move units in from around the territory. Then the actual combat begins. Both players determine their strength total, then decide how much money to use as additional strength. However, any money used will go to your opponent as a bribe. If the player who started the action wins, the action happens. If the player who contested the action wins, the action does not happen. With the newcomer introduced, let's begin the match! Round 1, replayability and masterability. My world brims with adventure. New twists and new turns, an orbit with castles, and a dragon that burns. Sure, your game has some charm and a historical theme, but compared to my brilliance, you barely have gleam. Yes, your strategy mix makes your game real distinct, but your treasure's all luck and your bluffing's instinct. True, mistakes have a role that can push to the brink, but in masterability, I'll say that you stink. Smallworld wins! Round 2, novelty and synergy. You pitiful weasel, my ideas conquer you. For in real innovations, you barely have few. You stole your mechanics from a previous civ, so you have no better than a paint job to give. As for synergy, yes, I admit this stands tight. For in this one facet, we both radiate might. I have money that cycles like the winds and the waves. You have factions with powers that make epic saves. Barbarian Kingdoms wins! Round 3, simplicity and universality. I know many can play you, some big and some small, but this world is so simple, I could suit them all. And while you can attract all the history nerds, that still don't change the fact that I draw folks in ads. Smallworld wins! Round 4, mechanical and artistic theme. Your mechanical theme nails the general gist, yet you sacrifice most for a bribery twist. Some kingdoms have shifted and powers lack backing, and my fabulous art sends your standard packing. Smallworld wins! Round 5, thought and energy. My clever new puzzle will leave you still vaunting. More powers and bluffing and all I keep flaunting. I will tickle your brain and will give you a rush. Now go home, little hobbit. I bid you to hush. How truly impressive, all this still falls short of supply demand market and when to abort. Of wizards and ratmen, of great warrior poils. With all these included, I guarantee smoils. Smallworld wins! After watching your bashes and brags, the judges have decided a winner. Despite an admirable performance by the newcomer, Smallworld has defeated Barbarian Kingdoms. However, after reviewing the comments by Barbarian Kingdoms, the judges have subtracted points from the original total score of 4.6 points. Smallworld received 4.25 points and a golden recliner. The judges consider this one of the greatest of all time area control games. Barbarian Kingdoms received 3.3 points and a silver recliner. The judges would generally recommend that anyone who enjoys area control games should at least try this impressively unique game. Having a tough matchup today, the judges want everyone in the audience to understand the impressiveness of this worthy newcomer. Well, that concludes episode 1 of season 1 area control board games. Having put up an admirable attack, Barbarian Kingdoms could not topple the supremacy of Smallworld. Smallworld will return in the Regional Shelf Championship. Please let us know in the comments whether you enjoyed this new style of game versus game video. Additionally, please hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, and ring that notification bell. And for anyone who wants to help keep this channel going, please click on the link in the description to our Patreon page. Thank you so much for watching, and join us next time for a special holiday episode.